The Isla Paradiso Bunch, episode 71. Welcome, Carrots here. We've arrived in China. This time the travellers include Craig, Judy, Dianna, Josephine, Muriel, Sam, Wendy and Gerri. And for some reason I've left their mother, Hayley, at home. Sam has to report in because he had to go to France to get some nectar to deliver to one of the merchants in Shangsimla. His adventure is a quality bottle of nectar. As the local food merchant, I have a keen interest in quality French nectars. Unfortunately, I am never able to close the market in order to travel abroad. I will pay some simoleons in exchange for a bottle. Well, Sam travelled abroad, got the nectar, and many alien abductions later is finally delivering his nectar. And he's done that and delivered. Now we've got Judy. She's working her way through an adventure chain that she began way back in episode 66, where she got the adventure assisting an elder, where she had to deliver 3 ancient or older relics. Now the assisting an elder adventure is, my elderly grandfather lives on the other side of China. Despite his roots here in Shangsimla, he longs to see a relic from Shangsimla. My family is wealthy and will pay handsomely for Sims who deliver 3 ancient or older Chinese relics to Deng Wang. Now because this has gone through various permutations, the actual Chinese Sims involved have changed from episode to episode because I've had to replay this game so many times. Well, she delivered her ancient relics, and then she got the next adventure, which was another favour for an elder. My grandfather loves the pieces you found for him, but now he wants you to speak to Shen Su to obtain an item loaned to Shen Su long ago. If you do this, my grandfather has a great surprise for you. Objective: ask for the loaned item of Shen Su. That adventure she got in episode 67. And then in episode 67 she also got the next adventure, which is no late fees, where she had to deliver the artifact, which was the loaned artifact. Text for no late fees was, how shameful of me. Yes, it is true. A Daisy Min loaned me this artifact for an historical study I was conducting. Oh, it must be years ago now. Here, take it back. I should have done it years ago. With the dragon cave glowing ominously in the distance, Judy delivers the artifact that she retrieved in the No Late Fees adventure, and she gets the next adventure, which is Descendants of the Guard. How kind of you, yet again. My grandfather is a direct descendant of the first Emperor's Imperial Guardsmen. He knows the history of the great emperors, their secrets and their treasures. He has sent me this key for you to investigate the tomb of the first emperor. Go now. Full of hope and confidence, Judy sets off for the Terracotta Army. That is where she'll find the tomb of the first emperor. Little does she know the number of traps and dangers that await her in that tomb. It's one of the later tombs that you get, and as you play the game, the tombs tend to get more difficult. This one can be very frustrating. Here she is, she's arrived at the Terracotta Army, and there is the tomb down below, just down there, that fence. See the steps going down? She just has to go down those steps. And there is where she puts in her keystone. You can see the sparkles coming off the keyhole. But it doesn't actually open a door. What it does is it reveals a hidden staircase that she goes down. Now I think if you don't do this one properly, you can run into lots of grief later on. Putting the keystone has revealed another level down below. So she goes down the steps and she comes to a plaque on the wall that she reads. Quiet your voice in the presence of the first emperor. It is from here that he rules the empire. And a message pops up. Judy has explored the tomb, but there is more to discover. Shen Su will know how best to proceed in this vast treasure-filled room. And she needs to report in. So off she runs and hops onto her flying vacuum to find Shen Su. Judy finds Shen Su with a group of others just inside the halls of the Lost Army. And when she reports in, he says, Monk's approval is key. Yes, grandfather worried you would not be able to fully explore the tomb of the first emperor. He sent me this key, which he believes unlocks another quarter of the tomb of the first emperor. Unfortunately, the key will not be unlocked without a monk's incantation read before it. Ask Sima Ji to recite the incantation and it should activate. Now at this point I expected her to run all the way across town to find this Sima Ji, but she didn't have to go far because Sima Ji was just standing right next to her. The next step of this long drawn out adventure, Judy has to return the keystone to Shen Tzu. And there she goes and does it, and he had something else to say. The First Emperor's secret rooms. You are most efficient at every task put before you. Now that the key is activated, I believe you can once again enter the tomb of the first emperor. I have spoken to Grandfather. He would like you to enter the final chambers of the tomb of the first emperor and retrieve his family's ancient spear. Return that to me, and my family will reward you with great riches. And off she goes on her flying vacuum, back to the tomb of the first emperor. Judy returned to the tomb, and what happened next I can only put down to me losing total control of the mouse. I wanted her to inspect the floor for traps, but instead she walked straight into the trap and collapsed. There are lots of traps in this room. She ran from the trap with lots of little spiky things sticking out of her, and then she did a dramatic drop to the floor where she lay snoring for a really long time. Needless to say, I was not happy. Funnily enough, to add to my frustration, while Judy lay unconscious on the floor, the game threw me back to their house, where I noticed that Sam had been abducted by aliens again. I hope he doesn't get another mysterious weight gain moodlet. We've already got too many alien babies back in our Isla Paradiso as it is. I left Sam to it, went back to the tomb to find Judy had recovered and was disarming one of the traps. I think it's a dart trap. They're all going to fill it with sharp, pointy things anyway. Fortunately, she didn't get speared again, at least not in this room. Well, I took the time to get her to disarm a couple of the traps, and then I spotted that pushable statue over in the corner with a floor plate behind it. And that's obviously, on retrospection, what she should have done when she first walked into the room, was push that onto the floor plate, because it reveals a staircase. Of course, there is still the danger that she's going to walk on one of the floor traps while she goes across the room to the staircase to go downstairs. So maybe it's a good idea to at least reveal the floor traps. But if your sim can't disarm them, use the pushable statue and complete the little puzzles down here. Reveals another staircase. Over on the other side we've got another floor switch to stand on. But let's go up the staircase first. Stand on that floor switch. We're back up in the room with the pushable statue in it. Just there you go. It's disarmed those two floor traps on that side of the room. And there is a pile of ancient coins there that you can collect. And then head back down the staircase. And we'll go and stand on the floor switch on the other side of that hallway. Walk along that hallway and stand on the other floor switch. It's very dark down there. This is because there's lots to reveal yet. She's still got that key in her pocket. She's got to get through that door still. We're just clearing the first room. Up the steps, and she'll be back into that same room but on the other side. Another floor switch to stand on, and that has disarmed the other two floor traps. She doesn't seem to have anything to collect on that side of the room. So now she can go back down the steps and up the steps on the left, and we can check out what is in those two treasure chests. She can take whatever's in there. She got a pottery vase from one of them and a pile of ancient coins from the other one. So they're not great treasures, but they'll help pay for their visit to China. She got a few ancient coins from that second treasure chest. Now it's time to move on to the main part of the tomb. In goes the first emperor inner chamber keystone. The door unlocks and the adventure begins. As she goes through the door, there is a treasure chest immediately in front of her, and another one with the sparkles coming out of it, and she just can't quite get to it. And the adventure is all about getting to that treasure chest. It will take her quite some time. And she gets some dried food from the treasure chest in the middle of the room, and she gets two hidden doors open for her, and there's another door there that needs a keystone. So the first part of the quest will be to get that keystone. The keystone we'll be looking for is the key to the innermost chambers of the first emperor. And I wonder where it could be. There are a lot of floor traps and probably even more wall traps, and they're mostly darts. So this is going to be a very scary and dangerous experience for one little sim. To try to keep her safe, we'll walk along the green walkway, because green tends to be the safer path to take in this tomb. I've been in here before. Now what is she going to find in this treasure chest, I wonder? Aha! A star keystone. She'll need that. Now she can go back along the green walkway. I don't know if this is necessary at this point, but she'll do it anyway. The thing she's trying to do at this point, the next step, is to reveal a hidden staircase. She needs to go down, and somewhere in this room there is a staircase that's hidden from her. There are lots of traps, there are lots of floor switches, and there's one pushable statue that she's got to use, so she can't leave it on any of the floor traps, she can't leave it on any of the floor switches. So she's got to make decisions. And most of those floor switches are protected by wall traps that are shooting darts at her. And there are already darts being shot out at her on that wall trap. That wall trap in front of her is still shooting darts at her, but fortunately it's far enough away and the darts can't reach her. Now what she's got to do is she's got to push that statue onto the middle floor switch that you can see there in front of her. If she can just drag it across. I think there's something in the way, so let's push it forward. There's probably a hidden floor trap just in front of that statue. Yes, look at that. Lucky she didn't step on that one. Wonder if there's one on the other side of that strip of green. She can't really push the statue the other direction, Judy. You've got to pull it. It won't let her push it onto that floor trap in front of the darts. Oh my goodness, she has found another floor trap, and now she's been darted. Yeah, there's issues here. She should be able to run away from that. Have a little snooze. Now, how is she going to get back? There's darts on one side of her and darts on the other side of her. I think the only way out for her is to try to cross that floor trap on the floor. Let's have a go, see if she can. She's going to stand on that first. Doesn't seem to have done anything for her. Now she can attempt to cross that dart trap. It's shooting darts up at the moment. Oh, she got across. Lucky she's good with martial arts or athletics or something. Now she can pull that statue. Or no, she can push it. She's got to push it onto that floor switch. That's done it. And there's the steps. So now she can go down those steps. We won't worry about any of the other floor switches. Got a bit of adventuring and puzzles to do down here. So that's where she needs to put in her star keystone that she got in the treasure chest upstairs. Whenever you see a keyhole for a keystone, you're pretty sure that there will be the matching keystone available somewhere where you've just been. So there is a boulder to smash. All she's going to get in there, of course, is contents of those 3 treasure chests, and being behind a boulder like they are, the treasure is undoubtedly very low value. Nothing terribly exciting, but she might as well pick them up. The first one she opens has just got a few ancient coins in it. The next one's got a broken bowl in it, broken relic, which she collects, not worth much. And the final treasure chest's got a money bag in it, which I suppose will help a bit. But there's work to be done, and there's a dive well just waiting for her to dive into it, to see where it might take her next. Guess it's time she had a bit of a dip. Wonder what fun she'll find on the other side of the dive well. Swim through the tunnel. Okay, we got a few sarcophagi there by the look of it. 2 white ones, a blue one and a white one and a green one. And there's fountains down the end. Every time I see those fountains, I think of sculpting them in ice. I had some Sims who were very good sculptors, and they could sculpt ice sculptures that didn't melt, and they made lots of those fountains. Yes, you can't open that door on this side, Judy. You've got to go through the sarcophagus stuff here and then go through that archway. Well, we know from previous experience that the blue is danger and the green is safety, and the grey could mean anything. So let's see what she finds in the green one. Now that was a surprise. Seeing stars. But you're going back in, Judy. You're not getting out of that one. You didn't find anything yet. Well, she's getting something. She got a keystone. It is the keystone to the inner chamber of the first emperor. That's the one she needs to go through that door upstairs. Remember that locked door that was on her right when she first entered this final part of the tomb? So she's got the keystone in that green sarcophagus. I thought she might. I just checked. It's in her inventory. So when she's emptied all of these, we will take her back upstairs. Eventually, we've got to find our way back up there yet. We might as well continue on through the tomb, see where it takes us. There's a floor switch she's going to stand on. See, that opens that door, and I wonder she couldn't get through it from the other side. Now let's have a go and see what's in these grey sarcophagus. Hopefully she'll find something in all of them. She seems to have been successful with each of the grey sarcophagi as well as the very successful green one where she got the keystone that she needed to be able to complete this tomb. They're just little treasures that she's getting out of the grey ones. This is the final grey sarcophagus that she's got to look at. They don't need the treasure, they've got heaps of money. They're getting income from their 5-star resort all the time as well. Big money coming in from that. Now, this is the Scary Sarcophagus. Let's see what happened. Oops, she got a fright. See, I went down there and opened that door before she finished this at all of these sarcophagi because I was scared she might open one and have a mummy chase her. I didn't want her to have to lie on the floor or get cursed or something. We've already dealt with the mummy's curse in an earlier episode. And Craig got cursed. And he went and got cured in the Sphinx. Don't need to go through that again. That mummy seems very mild and slow and disinterested. So while he's out, she might as well go through his sarcophagus. He's having a think. Luckily, mummies are really slow. She still hasn't found any treasure in that one. She's tired. This doesn't augur well for a mummy fight if she's wanting to go to sleep. Typical hearts and then attack. She's pretty good at martial arts. I think she won't lose. Yep, she beat him. Goodbye, Mr. Mummy. With the mummy defeated and turned into a pile of dust, she took her time and went back through his sarcophagus and got whatever she could out of it. There wasn't much in there. And then she jumped back into the dive well. She went through the tunnel and emerged in the room where she'd used the Pangu's axe to smash the boulder. And then she went back upstairs to the upper level of the tomb. Now she has the keystone that she needs to open the door to the innermost chambers of the first emperor. She's going to insert the keystone and unlock that final door. But she's tired. And there you go, she's in that final room. It looks very empty. Why is it important? I suspect she's going to have to sleep before we find that out. Judy dripped. She must have still been wet from the dive well experience, but she's going to have a sleep here. And while she's sleeping, we'll go back to the house and see how the rest of the household are getting along. The little girls are in their bedroom. It's actually early in the morning. Judy must have worked hard all night. That's Gerri. She's still sleeping. And Wendy is sitting on the floor playing with her imaginary friend. I think we might try to get that imaginary friend to turn real eventually. She's very attached to it. She's going to come out here and take a little rock in the rocking chair. But as you can see, the sun's up. It's quite light outside. I think it's around 6 o'clock in the morning or just a bit before daylight outside. She's in her sleepwear still. So that's little Wendy. So Muriel went home all by herself. Judy didn't need her in the tomb. And there's Dianna. I did a school cheer as soon as I stopped watching them. So this is the next morning. A few minutes later, and Muriel was down helping Sam fish. Wonder if they're trying to catch their breakfast. Dianna was doing a little bit of work on the computer. She had an adventure, an opportunity to fulfill where she had to deliver a written book to somebody in Shang Simla. And she was just doing a little bit of extra writing before she got her book out of the mail. Craig and Josephine were having a quiet conversation about a rock until they were eventually interrupted by little Wendy, who had grown tired of sitting inside rocking on the rocking chair and wanted to do a bit of adventuring out in the sunshine. It didn't take long for the young adults to decide to leave her to it, and she sat down to have a chat with her imaginary friend. Now, I don't often watch children play with their imaginary friends, but I did watch her for a little while, and I was surprised to see something I'd never seen before. She was talking to the doll, and the doll was talking back to her. Obviously, she was talking through the doll. That's one of the interactions, but I've never seen it happen like this before. Indoors, Gerri had woken up, and somebody had cooked breakfast. And Gerri's hungry, so she grabbed a plate for herself. She went into the dining room to join the others, who were sitting around the long table eating their breakfasts. They're well spread out. There's not many of them actually ate everything on their plates, and they all left their dirty plates on the table. Next, I thought we should get the little girls to start on their cooking skill, because after all, the reason they're here is 1, to let you see them in action, and 2, so they can work on some of their childhood skills, and they might as well start with cooking. Up front, Sam was still trying to catch his breakfast, and Dianna decided to... he got himself a goldfish. Dianna decided to check the mail to see if one of her books had arrived yet, because she does need to deliver a book that she's written herself. And she's got one, so she can now set off to complete her adventure in China. She's had this one for quite a while. That's why she is in China, because to get this adventure done. Gao Pei was happy to receive Dianna's book, and she said, "Can you smell that? I love the smell of a new book. It saddens me that I will finish this book so quickly, but I'd rather have that than nothing. Thank you." And Dianna got 30 visa points and 2,000 simoleons. And I think she needs breakfast. She's hungry. She was closer to the market than her home, so I sent her to the cafe to buy some breakfast. When she's finished her breakfast, we'll have her performing for tips. She might as well work on her lifetime wish, which is to get to the top of the magician career. Now, I know a lot of you enjoy watching her perform for tips, especially people who don't have showtime in their games. So we'll watch her for just a short moment or two so that you get to see her do a few tricks. I'll leave her working here at the market while I go back to Judy, because I think Judy should be awake by now and she can finish off her tomb. There's not far to go before she finishes it, but there is a bit of adventure still to be had and a few more puzzles to solve. That's my favourite trick with the birds. She did it twice. So that's it. We'll leave her there with the crowd from the town, and she can work with them all day if she likes, because we won't come back to her again in this episode. We'll just stick with Judy, and it'll be night time the next time we see the world outside the tomb. Bye, Dianna. Judy's ready to wake up, and she needs to have something to eat, and she needs to have a shower. Shower in a can would be useful. And she's got some of that food that she found in the treasure chest as she came into the building. Shower in a can. Lucky she had that in her pocket. And I think she can wear her normal everyday outfit today. We don't need her in her martial arts outfit. She won't have any mummies to fight, but she will have the most difficult room in the whole tomb to do, and that's this one, and she has to do it. And I have done this room on many occasions, and the only possible way that I can work out to do it without having a cheat is to use the eyes of Horus that Muriel found when she did a tomb at Abyssimbel, and Judy has the eyes of Horus in her inventory, so she can do this room. First thing she has to do is put down the first eye. Unfortunately, she walked a little bit too close to the wall. She ran to safety and discovered that no, that wasn't a safe place at all. More darts. So she ran again to more safety, but again she misjudged and there's more darts. So she's well and truly darted. Poor Judy. I didn't actually mean for that to happen, but I think you're starting to get the picture of what is up with this room. So she's walked over here, just strolled over here into the corner to collapse. It's going to be quite a long snooze because she got darted by about 4 or 5 different traps, and I don't think she's actually found them all yet, and none of them have been disarmed. But she has to do this room if she's going to complete the tomb, and she needs to get me the part of the tomb collection, and she has to complete the tomb to get it. So she's going to, when she wakes up, she'll put one of the eyes of Horus on the floor. I think she was out for a couple of minutes real time. I won't let you have to sit through all of that. Now she needs the eyes of Horus because teleporting, she could teleport, but it won't let her teleport. There's not enough room. So now she needs to go to the hole in the wall. If she walks along the middle of that green carpet, she should be safe. She's got to inspect that hole in the wall. Beetles. So now how's she going to get back? All the darts are going off. The set of steps is open. She's got to walk down those steps. But she's only got a single square, and she needs more than a single square to meditate. So there's no way off that spot unless she's got the Eye of Horus, which she has used. And being where she's standing there, she's just out of range. Picking up the Eye of Horus so she doesn't lose it. And now she can go down the steps. Unfortunately, she hasn't finished with this room yet. There's a few more little puzzles to do. Now we'll have a quick overview of the level she's on, and there's a blue door and a green door, and she's going to use the green door because the blue door would just be too scary. Green door has disabled all of the traps that were going to trap her if she had used the blue door. Now she can go and stand on that pressure plate, floor switch, and it has revealed something behind her. Now, where is that? It's not visible from here. Something on another level has been activated. So there, at the very top of the screen in the middle, the First Emperor's innermost chamber has now got a set of steps leading into it. Another floor switch to stand on. Oh, right. She's got to go back through that room again. And all of the darts are still shooting. Unfortunately, she hasn't gotten over the fright she got, and we've picked up the Eye of Horus, so she's got both of the Eyes of Horus in her inventory, so she can't use it to teleport, and she can't walk in front of that wall trap or she'll get darted again. Now, I did ask her to attempt to cross, but she refused because she's still got the moodlet that she's afraid. So I've decided that she's going to have to wait until that moodlet goes away because I don't want to have to backtrack through all of the tomb down below to get her into the First Emperor's innermost chamber. As soon as she's no longer afraid, I will get her to attempt to cross. She can't disarm it. Yes, she did it. Excellent. She's all excited about that. Now, back in through the door that she unlocked with the keystone that she found downstairs in the green sarcophagus. And now she can go down those steps. She's very close to the end now. These are the steps that got revealed and we couldn't see what happened a few seconds ago. Now, there's another set of steps there that she can... Oh, there's a pressure plate. Got to see what... Just getting a bit complicated with all these little rooms that are all cut off from each other. There it is. There's a set of steps she needs. I knew she needed a set of steps. They've now been revealed. And up she goes. And she's in the room with all the treasure that she's after. So that's the end. Let's go and open up those boxes. The thing I'm interested in is the part of the tomb collection. You see in her inventory, that's part of the dangerous creatures. See that round thing in her inventory? That's one of the Eyes of Horus, and next to it is Pangu's axe. And in this treasure chest, she's going to get the part of the tomb collection, the symbol of the tomb of the First Emperor. And now, so she's got that. There's only 2 more of them to get for China. Craig will get the next one in the next episode, in episode 72, because this episode is just going on for too long and we can't have Craig now doing a big tomb as well. And I thought it would be best to do a whole tomb in an episode. So we've done all of this tomb. Now she's going to go and get the spear that she's got to return to Shenzhou. There it is. And she gets a nice valuable gem as well. So now what she's got to do is go and report in and deliver the spear to Shenzhou. It's the tomb that's underneath the Terracotta Army. And I told you it was going to be night time, very dark, when we next get to see the outside world. Here she comes, just emerging from the staircase now with the entrance to the tomb, and she's running towards Shenzhou. I think she'll find him at the Martial Arts Academy. Now she's on her trusty flying vacuum. Didn't go for very long on the flying vacuum. She's on foot again now. There's Shenzhou standing there, waiting for her to come and deliver his family's ancient spear. It's a shame you can't keep the spear, but anyway, if you don't hand it in, you don't complete the adventure. So now she's delivering the spear to Shenzhou. And she got 4,000 simoleons, which she doesn't need. And she probably got some visa points as well. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Happy simming. And I'll see you in the next episode for Craig's adventure when he does the big tomb in the Dragon Cave.